Hello, I'm live. It's Christine from the channel Christine and Celeste. Hello. I'm getting ready still while people arrive. I've got a fan behind me, but I hope you don't hear it too much. It's still very hot. Jeez, it's still very hot. So, today is a lighter, well, in a way, I try to make it light, right? And it's not always light. You know, we try to make our day light. And I thought I'm going to introduce some new decks that I've received lately. And my wires, sorry about this. And the thing is, it's not as light as I wanted it to be. So, as you can see, I've received 3 decks. I don't buy many decks now because I'm thinning out my collection, but there's always one that you think, oh, you know, it's been on my wish list. I've looked at it again and again and again, and I haven't bought it, right? And we're going to talk about it. This one I discovered lately. It came out very recently, and it's something I fell in love with, although it's not my style. And, you know, do I need another oracle? No, but it was very interesting. And this one was a surprise. Somebody sent it to me. So 3 unusual decks that I wanted to share with you guys. As you know, I'm not a big Rider-Waite-Smith fan. And also, I don't like to have 20 versions of the same deck. It just bores me. You know, if I've got 3, I don't know, 20 Knight of Swords that look exactly the same, it's just the drawing is slightly different. Honestly, it bores me. It needs to add something to the picture if I buy a new deck. So I tend to go towards decks that are so different that I get lost because I don't have my usual traits of the deck, of the cards. But, you know, it pushes me too. You have to push yourself. Hi, Natasha. I suppose your name is Natasha. It's got a funny thing on the S. It's nice. Anyway, welcome here. I'm introducing new decks that just arrived today. So I wanted to make a light video, you know, no spreads, no going deep into the cards. But it seems that this is not the way it's going in my life right now. Things seem to be meaningful and deep, and that's the way I have to take it. So check how great. That's nice. I love languages. I really do. So let's talk about the first one. Just excuse me a second. Just excuse me. Okay, so let's talk about the first deck. And it's the Tildwyk Tarot. Now, let me... There. Oh, hi, Tarot Breeze on the train. Okay, hi, Louise. Okay, hi, Louise. So I've got Natasha and Louise that said hi. So let's talk about the Tildwyk. Now, my love and light video is starting a little bit heavy. I'm sorry about this, but after months and years of looking at this tarot back and forth, and the price was really high, I finally ordered it. Would you believe that as soon as I ordered it, I saw a message saying, we are very sorry, but the creator, Neil Lovell, just died. And we're not sure when we can send the deck. So that was a message from a member of the family. Now imagine you lose someone from your family and you have to fulfill orders. So I said, look, take your time. You know, I answered back. I said, take your time. You know, when you're ready, just send the deck. Well, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and here's the deck. So I'll tell you, if you're waiting for your deck, there's no note in it, nothing. They just obviously took the deck, put it in a nice little box and just send it with no note, nothing. But, you know, I do understand this. I'm amazed that they send me the deck so soon because, you know, obviously when you lose someone, it's heavy. So I wanted to just light a little candle. And of course, I don't have any light. Just wait. What have I done with the lighter? Oh, my head. Where's my head? One day I will forget my head. I know I'm amazed, Louise, by the fact that they sent me this. So I chose this little, you see, it's a mirror, right? With a candle, because the mirror goes to the other side. So I thought, and I'm not wanting to be heavy at all, but I thought I will light a candle while I talk. We have 3 decks today, but let me finish this. So Neil, all I can say is thank you for creating this deck, and I hope, you know, that all the light you gave us will nourish you where you are now. So there. So I leave the candle for him. So we're starting with the Tiltwig Tarot. I was supposed to get a certificate with the number. They're limited editions. And I didn't receive that. But, you know, I'm going to wait a bit. The creator of the Tiltwig Tarot. So I'm going to wait a little bit before I email them and say, can I have my, because they're limited to 2,000 and I should get a certificate. But, you know, the certificate can wait. I know I will get it. It's already so good of them to have sent me the deck just after they lost their loved one. This is a peculiar tarot. Now, if you go on their page, Neil wrote some, you know, how he created the deck. And he started designing it in 2008. So it took 5 years to make it. And it's a collage deck, but they're not random. So he's saying, the illustrations I used remain relatively faithful to the established meanings of cards. But there were, of course, instances where my representatives were more subjective. Scenes and symbols on each card were deliberately chosen to reflect my own impressions of that card. No images were selected without meaning. The cards aren't random collages. It took inspiration from architecture, geometry, kaleidoscopes, codes, ciphers, and the languages of flowers and color. So just a very amazing deck. Now, it's a deck where, let me open it. So I haven't even, as you can see, it's still wrapped. But before I open it, I wanted to give it a little, it's an air conditioner and it's called Archangel Raphael. And I like to welcome my decks. So don't do it on the cards themselves, right? But I just spray a little of Archangel Raphael over it, just to cleanse it. That's my way of saying welcome in my words. Let's cleanse the deck. So these are the backs, and let me open it. You see, I've I don't do unboxings and I don't do openings, but I thought because of the special circumstances here, I would do it live. So the cardstock, I think he talks about the cardstock. Where is it? Specification. It's 350 GSM, and it's finished with UV varnish. And all cards are gilt edged with genuine French gold leaf. There you go. I believe that the price went down. I seem to remember the price at about £100. It comes from the UK. Oh, hi, Simon. Yeah. It comes from the UK. So, but I only paid, I think, €77. So I don't know if the price came down because, you know, I've been watching it for years before I decided to buy it. What you can see on the picture I see on Facebook is it's a lot lighter. My deck is more brown here. So don't, you know, the backs are brown, more brown. Hi, Peggy. That's the Tildwick Tarot. TYLDWICK. Tarot Breeze, hi. So anyway, look at the gilding. So the brother or father, I don't know, of Neil, kindly sent me the deck. Yeah, I think that it was a lot more expensive and the price came down. So anyway, so you can see on the box, you see the Fool. Now the box is a normal tug box, you know, for a limited edition. But then, as I said, I paid a lot less for it. So that's the Fool on this side, and the word, obviously, because you go through the journey, on the back. So just a normal tug box. I might make a special box for it because it's a special deck now. Because, you know, the creator is not with us anymore. So I'm going to show you some cards, some details. I mean, I don't know if I can come even closer because, you know, there. All the details you can see, and I don't have my wand. I'll go and get my wand. I should have been prepared, but I'm a bit emotional because, you know, we went back and forth with emails with his family, and I felt terrible, you know, saying, okay, you've just lost Neil, but where's my deck? But at the same time, you know, I had to ask the question, and it was a weird moment. So here you can see there's a lot of detail. So it's collage, but it looks like it's actually photography here. So it's very brown and dark green, and you have a bit of orange. And here it looks like a theater. See? It's exquisite. It's just an exquisite deck. And you think somebody with this sensitivity, it's just amazing to me. I escaped from the 8 of Swords. I escaped from the 10 of Swords. Oh my. So this is very touching. I knew I would like this deck, but the price of it stopped me all the time. And then when I saw that it went down to, how much is it in pounds now? Let me see in the store. The Tildwick, it came down, I'm sure, because I saw £100. I can't pay this. Now it's £60. Right? I'm sure that they made it cheaper. But then when you see they have a Lenormand for £40, yeah. But their Lenormand are beautiful too. I love this style, but at the same time, it's not exactly mine. But anyway, the delicacy of it. And why did I buy it? Because of ancestors. I think it's a deck that I will personally work with the ancestors' energy. I think I'd rather do it with my left hand. There are so many details. It's just a delicate. Oh, it does. I mean, look at this, right? And the idea came when you know why I pressed the buy it now? Because I was listening to her name, sorry, just escapes me, but a woman talking about Akashic records. And she said that when she gets to Akashic records, she has different types of doors, I think, that she has to go through. And the type of door already tells her what type of life she's going to look into, right? And as soon as she said this, the name Tildwick, oh dear, Tarot Breeze, the name Tildwick Tarot came up. I thought, oh my God, that the Tildwick would be perfect for this. Because then it's a kind of portal, and especially when you look at justice, it's a kind of portal. If you do any type of past life or Akashic records readings, which, you know, I'm a beginner in it. Don't think I'm telling you about, you know, being having proficiency in that at all. But that's the idea that came up, is that I'm going to pick a card when I look at Akashic records and see which card comes up. And then with all the details on it, start the reading. Well, actually, I bought it before the UK comes out of the EU, because after that, we're going to get taxed too, and they're going to get taxed. It's going to be a bit of difficulty for all of us, this story of Brexit. Anyway, the collage, you don't even see it's a collage because it's so ethereal. It's so, and I'm going to try and darken my picture a bit because it's a lot darker than what you see. Let's see if I can. That's a bit better. That's closer. Now, if it would focus better, I'd like that too. Yeah, that's more like it. It's a bit more yellow too, but you know, I can't get perfection with like a cheap webcam. Well, I know there's another deck I want, and an oracle, and I want to buy it from Little Red Tarot, and I think I'm going to do it before Brexit, because then, you know, if I do it after, I'm sure I'm going to get taxes on it, import taxes. Look at Temperance. You feel you're in that church. You feel in another word, not only in another word, but the delicacy, look at the devil. Oh my God, that devil card, guys. That devil card, look at it. I hadn't noticed it before. And you can view all the cards on his website, on the Tildwick website. So you can look at all the cards, take your time. As I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure the price came down. But remember, they might not fulfill your order straight away, so don't get impatient with them. They are going through a very difficult time. And look at that tower with all the different masks here and the mount. And here you have like a raised star underneath a table, and the glass is broken. I don't know if you can see that. Come on, see? The glass is broken. Oh, I know that devil card, my God. Let me see if I can. Why doesn't it focus anymore? That's better. I know it cuts off a little bit of the card, but I'm trying to get a better card. Thank you. The star is peculiar. I'll need to... There's no little white book at all. It's not because they didn't send it. There's no little white book. So the star is a bit peculiar. The moon. Oh. It's giving me shivers, this deck. The sun is beautiful. Judgment. And now, if you can see on top of Judgment, it looks like my local church. On top of Judgment, you can see all the scenes with people. Now, you need good eyes. I don't have particularly good eyes, but you know what I do? When I don't see something on a card, I take a picture and then I magnify it to study the card and the word, and you've got all the sacred geometry. Remember, he said he put sacred geometry in it too. It's the Tilde-Wick Tarot. It's not even written on a box, the name. No. So we finished with the word. Then we have, for wands, we have staves. I'm trying to speed up a bit, as usual. Look at that, 20 minutes in, and I've got 2 more decks to show you. So the 2, I'm going to go faster. You can see all the cards online. Now the card stock is beautiful. The gold edging, French gold edging, guys, is beautiful. And you know, it's like you walk into someone's house. You know how you can straight away get their personality, of course, when you walk into someone's house, whether it's comfortable or not, why would there be a picture of a boat here? So you start thinking, what is their relationship with the boat? The painting. No, I've never seen collage like this. It looks like it's art collage. Yeah, I know, Monica. I don't regret for 1 minute buying it. I just regret my timing. I always have weird timing. I think it's one of my my justice card. Actually, when I pick the justice card, I know it often means timing because I've got weird timing. Look at these little soldiers here, 7 of them. So very unusual cards. I don't think I would read normal, questions with it. This is really to link to other words. Let's put it like that in general. Be it ancestors, be it, come on, focus. Be it Akashic records, guides. Look at this, that 10 of Wands. It's just exquisite. So far, the Devil card is the most beautiful, and I hardly say this in a deck. To me, it's the, most wow. Oh, the shipping, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's another highway robbery, right? Shipping. So that's the court cards. Now he struggled about the court cards. It took him a while to do the court cards. So like everybody, right? We all struggle on the court cards. So that's the page, the Knight of Staves or Wands. And you can see here the dragons and the clock, and you have the ancestor. I'll show you even closer. See this? Oh my God, it's like, it's like a ghost, right? Oh, the queen, there she is. And the king is there. Yeah. The Ace of Cups. So it looks a bit more blue. I think I leave my finger so it focuses a bit better. The 2, that's like French gardens. You can see that, I don't know if he was into architecture or something like this, but it's very much based on architecture and old, old castles, and like you can still see in France and in the UK actually, and not only there, there's other places in Eastern Europe. There's a lot of castles too. The 6 of Cups. It looks like a wall here, and the painting has bubbled, and it looks like photography. So here's the Page of Cups. Again, every time they put a portrait, the knights always seem haunting. This one is too, right? And Queen and the King. So the Ace of Swords. It looks like he cut some Sotheby's or Christie's catalogs, right? Oh yeah, but Monica, my God, Canada. Oh, ordering from Canada is like, yeah, I need to put my month's wages in it. Yes, it is a decadent tone, and it's a tone that I really like, and I like that in photography too. Look at that 2 of Swords here. The bird is out of the cage, but he's still, he's still on top of it. He's not away from it yet. The 3 of Swords. That looks like any of our church's windows. Yeah. And look at the 4 of Swords. Crazy, isn't it? The 5, with the growth outside that's starting to cover the walls and the broken windows. The 6, traveling the world with the map, the old maps. Seven of Swords. It's a letter with, it looks like mathematical writing on it. Focus when you're on camera. I mean, honestly, it's your only job. Doesn't want to focus on the writing. Let me put my finger on it. Sorry, it won't. Okay, I can't show it to you. Never mind. The barbed wire. The 9 of Swords. There's a man here, a naked man. And you can see this symbol here coming back quite often on the... See? There it is again. We have the Page, the Knight. The Knights are very haunting. I don't know. Oh, the Queen of Swords. That's lovely with flamingos here and harps and lotuses. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely card too. There's so many details. I can't go through everything. It is a lovely deck, isn't it? Now, I don't know how it reads because I will use it absolutely for non-physical readings. So I think that's my point. That's my aim. Then how it turns out, we'll see. I have to play with it. There's the Ace of Coins. So that's tiles. You can see it's tiles. The 2, 3. Some things are a little bit hard to see. But as I said, you take a picture of it and then you magnify it and you can see all the details. And that's how I learn some decks that I can't see. I don't want to burn the cards. I just push the little candle I've lit up for Neil. So the 5, it's a bit like the Tower too. The 6, Church. 7, I think we're in a graveyard here. Overgrown graveyard. 8. And you see the scenes, I mean, yeah. But it's tiny. Yeah. It's a little treasure. Now, it might end up being a deck I have for my collection. My collection, you know, the decks that I have for collection and I hardly use. I think I've got 2 or 3. So I'm not a collector. I'm a user. I'm a tarot user. But I want to use it though. Look at all these chests here. And here the big lock on the door. That's very interesting. If you think about Akashic Records and think about the door you're going to go through to read the Akashic Records, and you've got all this. You see, it can mean a lot before you even enter the door. And the 10, which looks like the Tree of Life, basically. Page 9. Oh, see, that's funny that the Queen and King. Okay, Tarot Breeze. I'll see you soon. The Queen and King were reversed in the pack. But look how haunting the Queen is too. Oof. My God, and the King. So that's it. That's the Tildwick Tarot with the gold leaf edging. That's quite an experience. I've had quite an experience with it already, because if you went here at the beginning, as soon as I bought the deck, I saw the message that the creator just died a few days after, and that they will send me the deck at some point. And I say, yeah, take your time. So very special deck here. There's no name on the box. There's no little white book. It should come with a certificate that I don't have yet, but I'll give it some time before I contact them. You know, they're still grieving. So that was the Tildwick. And then the next one is less special because, you know, it comes from Amazon. And it's the Enchanted Spell Oracle. And it's called Medieval Hedgewitch Magic Priestess Moon, right? So it comes in a box. Maybe I could, oops. Come on. What? There. It comes in a box like this. I mean, nothing, you know, there's good reviews, like, for example, from Kelly. She's already done a review. I'm not doing a review here. I'm just sharing some decks that arrived. It's by Rockpool Publishing. The little book is really nice, and I'll tell you why I like it. The cards are not edged in any way, but that's fine. I do like, because it's not gray. You see, it's a kind of white that I find really nice. And here are the cards. So size-wise, do I have a normal tarot next to me? I never have a normal tarot next to me to show you. I'm terrible at showing new decks. Size-wise, what can I show? That's a normal pen, right? That's the size. So it's not too big, but then, oh, I've got huge hands, so I can, you know, for me, it's the right size and I still have space. But if you have small hands, it's a bit big though. And what did I like about this deck? Because it's not my style of art. whatsoever. But it says on the box, use your intuition and be guided by the natural wisdom of the medieval world with these 36, so there's 36 cards, unique illuminated cards and accompanying book. Brimming with botanical information, symbolic meaning, and kitchen magic allow the divine priestesses to help you create the life you want through bewitching recipes, rituals, and spells. So Priestess Moon, the creator, is an artist, author, and kitchen witch. There you go. So the deck, yeah, it's not my style of art, and I'm not a witch, and I don't want to be a witch. Actually, I find it hard enough to be a human walking on this earth. So adding even more things, labels on me is it's beyond me. I don't have the brain space for it. So honoring my spirit is hard enough. So obviously, when I see anything with witch on it, I usually don't buy it because I know it's not my style of, it doesn't nourish my soul. But this one is different. First of all, there's no really witch in the name. It's Enchanted Spell Oracle. And when you look at it, it's not at all. If you talk to me about this deck, just the name, and I would have a picture in my head, right, with a darker deck, with more cauldrons and fire and pointy hats and whatever, right? And no, and that's what I like about it. It's medieval style, and it's witchy in a sense that it has all these symbols. Look at the plethora of symbols everywhere, of writing. See cinnamon, clover, you can see here, all the symbols. So this one is more Egyptian, obviously. Abundance. Yes, Monica. It's because I have difficulties grounding, right? Hi, Carol. Oh, yes, Tarot of the Crown and Dark Goddess. Oh, it's two decks that I will keep forever too. So I saw the review from Kelly, which was excellent as usual. I mean, you can't fault her reviews. They're just so perfect. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with this oracle, and I didn't want to buy another oracle. I don't need it. But then I couldn't leave it. So it took me a couple of months, but I bought it. So the backs. I don't know what the backs mean. I haven't even looked at it. I've opened it because I don't like the unboxing with all the boxes and stuff. Oh, but and I haven't even looked at it. So it's by alphabetical order. And I'm not doing a review. I'm just looking at it with you. Oh, look at beauty. You have all the moon phases here. Does it say Gaia here? I think. Let's have a look in the booklet. Beauty. What does it say about beauty? Inner beauty, glamour, and pride. It's the lotus. Yes. She plays harp. So it talks about the lotus, about the harp. Oh no, it's not Gaia. The word Gelach, I suppose, Gelach appears, which means moon in Scottish Gaelic. Sure. I haven't used it yet, Simon, so I can't comment whether I will like it or not. All I know is that it has the ingredients for me to like and use. After this, you know it might have everything for you, and then you don't bond. And bonding is such a big issue with the deck. But I don't give up, because when I feel there's everything for me to bond with, sometimes it takes a year or two. It takes longer than anticipated, but there's something I really like about it, and it takes me to other areas that I don't really use either, like all these plants. But it's not just plant based, or it's not just, I don't know. It's a mix of a lot of things which I find fascinating, and I love the art. But it's not my style at all. You know, my style is more collage, or I don't know. But it tells me a lot here, just on one card. It's not a fluffy deck, which that's what I like too about it. It's not fluffy. Energy. Faith. That's a big subject, faith. Fertility. Good fortune. So with oracle decks, some cards sometimes I like to link them to tarot. I'm like, oh, that I could link to a tarot card to help me learn it. But there's so many details here. And if you see, for example, for happiness, let's have a look at it. You have the orange blossom, right? So you have all this about the fragrance of the orange blossom. Then you have the symbolism on the card. Then the divination. Then the orange and clove spell. And you have the spell here. So you have a lot to work with. Hi, Kirsten. Nice to see you. We're talking about the Enchanted Spell Oracle, which I don't know much about, but it arrived today with the Tildwick and the Secret Symbols deck that I will show you too. Illumination. That's in reference to illuminated books, isn't it? I think. So I'm looking forward to pick a card and then read the book and see all the different symbolism, and maybe there's even, look, magic mandala ritual. There's plenty of things in this little book that you can use and do. And although, as I said, I'm not a witch or anything, I want to try a couple of them and see how things go. Inspiration. Integrity. Now I noticed too, it's a lot woman-based. So maybe that is why too Simon didn't quite connect with it, because it seems heavily woman-based. Although there's a man here. That's the Lovers. Oh, luck. Luxury. Magic. I don't know when I see it. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why these three arrived today together, because I don't order many decks. As I said, the Tildwick, I had to wait for, I think, 2 weeks to get it, or 3 weeks, but it's fine. I was expecting a couple of months. And this one arrived through Amazon, where they say, we deliver in 2 days, and then when you get the delivery date, it's like 3 weeks later. Protection. So I think these are cards you can use on your altar too, and just, you have your protection card, you have your purity card, and that's your aim for the day. And then you can use all these symbols to play with. You have dates too, but as I say, I'm not doing a review because I can't do better than Kelly, my God. But it's just an impression. But it seems very heavily woman-based, which, I suppose for a man, it works less. But it will work for me. And what I like about them too, they don't look like New Age, or they don't look like an oracle. They don't look like tarot. They look like sacred cards in a way. And I like this. Wishes. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I wonder if I'll use it with my goddess. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I'll see. I'll play with it and come back and show what I do with it. So enchanted spell oracle, guys. I'm going to put more light now because the sun is moving and it's getting dark on my... There. Okay. Right. So happy to have these two decks already. So I'm going to put it back. And then I have a friend. I don't want to say too much about her because, you know, she's very private. But I have a friend who just traveled to the United States, and while she was in Santa Fe, guys, it's a place where I always wanted to go, to Santa Fe. She bought this deck for me. Now, try and buy a deck for someone. I mean, she doesn't live in my town, so she hasn't seen me, you know, she doesn't know anything about my collection. Try to buy a deck for someone who's been in tarot for more than 30 years. How hard is that, right? To choose the deck. She said to me in her letter that it took her a while and she chose this one specifically for me. And it's called Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation by Marcella Kroll. It comes in a red box. So this is all the way from Santa Fe. Lovingly chosen by my friend for me. So that's the box, all red. It looks self-published, but she found it in a store there. So are you saying, Escape from the Eight of Swords, that you're living in the UK? My German is a bit... I forgot a lot of German. Anyway, Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation. That's the booklet. It doesn't say much. It says, this deck belongs to, and then what to do, pull a single card, 1 to 3 card, or a card to meditate. That's what I like with this deck, right? It's not just, it's more a divination deck, right? It's not an oracle. So let's go back to divination deck. We go back to the tradition of Lenormand. We're going back to the tradition of, or are they called, I don't know, any kind of divination deck, right? It's not an oracle. And what I like, and you know that first, as you open the first page, choose a card to meditate with, to draw the energy of the card with you on a cellular level. I mean, guys, right? That's quite interesting. That's quite a concept, isn't it? So then we go through the cards, right? All the cards. And that's Marcella here. You can go on her website. She's an empathic medium. Of course, she looks like a medium. Fine artist, metaphysical teacher, life coach, and hypnotist residing in Los Angeles. God. Oh, I see. Oh, well, you see, my German is not that bad. It's not great. I should get back to German. I love your language. I really do. So she's been practicing her gift as an artist, intuitive medium, and using tarot for many years. So the backs are obviously the Eye of Horus. There's no edging, but it's that cardstock, and I've seen it lately. I don't know if you've seen it too, where it's shiny on the sides, right? It's like it's white gilded, but it's not. But it looks like it's white gilded, Of course, the camera won't pick it up at all. No, it won't pick it up. It just shows yellow, but it's not yellow either. It's a bit creamish, I suppose. Here are the cards. They're in no particular order because I already opened the box. I know. I used to, well, I still do sometimes because we've got Arte, the channel. Sometimes I watch movies in German with French subtitles, but I watch them in German because I find I'm not so keen on spoken German, but the German used in theater and plays is just exquisite. I just love it. But anyway, so they're simple cards, right? They are. They're just symbols. There's Saturn in here. Medicine Man Eye. Friendship. Triad. Is that the tree spirit? Let me see. Sometimes I don't know some words. Yes, they're tree spirit and keepers of the earth's knowledge. Fire. Soulmate. New moon. Butterfly. So I want to find if there's I think you can just meditate with all of the cards. Yeah. Bird and basket. Remember, she's a medium, so God, I can't stay in the middle of my screen. It's hard to look at everything. She's a medium, so they read cards differently, mediums. In a way, they don't really, what I've seen, right? I've seen mediums working differently when they work with cards. But in a way, they don't need 100 details. It's just they see the card and that's it. A picture comes in their head and they're away, right? And each picture is just like, well, a portal, I say again, or yes, it's a portal. I can't find any other word. Because it's inspiration. If you do divination, you need to be inspired. You first create the image, and then with the creation of the image, something will follow. And that's when you're into the divination. And it really reminds me of this. It's simple, right? And it's a deck I would never have bought for me, thinking, oh, it's a bit simple. But then when I read the booklet, which is, it's very small, there's nothing to it, I can feel there's a lot more to it in this deck. The Morning Star, spirits, air. So you have elements, death, of course, talisman. I like this card. Courage. Gratitude. Now, let's talk about gratitude. I've been, for a couple of years now, I've been saying my gratitudes. And you know what? I was lying. I was lying because I didn't mean it. I did it to try and, because I was stalked by the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. And I was really trying to shift that energy that was sticking to me, that was negative. So I did my gratitudes, but I wasn't grateful. I was angry and I was annoyed and anything but grateful. And then I started a light therapy. And by doing this, the gratefulness, I swear to you, during the day, now I'm grateful. I say thank you to the universe during the day. Where before it was just a ritual I had to go through and try and change my mind. But now I really mean it. And I really like this card because despite everything that can happen, it is true. We're lucky to be here and having this experience and sharing it with others. I know that there is, isn't it? There's like a naivety, and at the same time, you can feel a depth into it. There is depth. Let's see what she says about gratitude. This situation or connection is blessed. Give and feel great thanks now for it and their arrival. An expression of gratitude is needed at this time to acknowledge your blessings and move forward on your journey. This is so true. You see, it's so simple, but you have to mean it. And I can't explain to you how to mean it. Because if you do it every day as a ritual, well, it didn't work for me. I was lying. I was trying to be grateful, but I didn't mean it. And now during the day, some moments I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful, right? And there I really mean it. So it says, meditate by listing all you're thankful for in your life. And that's true. She talks about the symbol. Candles have long been used to light a room, a path, or even a cake. And that's very interesting. I still have my candle going here for Neil, which I will show you. Trying not to spill it everywhere. Right. There it is. With the little mirror at the back. So it reflects the light where it is. Right? You see the mirror? Yeah. I love this little candle. This is my way to send light to other worlds. Oops. There. So back to gratitude. So candles have long been used to light a room, a path, or even a cake. They're often used in magic rituals, memorials, and to honor sacred passages in life. So, you know, when you get this with, I don't know if I'll pick it on my own or if I'll use a tarot with it. I don't know yet. This comes from Santa Fe, guys. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Breakthrough. It's like I have another deck that I bought in New Orleans. And that's a deck I will keep for life, because just the fact that I chose it in New Orleans and I bought it there, I can't, I have to keep it. Message, meditate, grounded. She's got some essentials, keywords there. Boundaries. Oh, boundaries. Shall we talk about boundaries? We're so many on the planet, just physical boundaries are becoming impossible. And mental boundaries are bad too, because mental boundaries stops us from understanding that actually if we better our life, we better the life of others at the same time. Because it's true, we're all linked, and it's a terrible thing to say. I remember once I was at my yoga class, and we just had the bombing of in Paris, the cafe in Paris, outside, and many people died. And there was a slogan saying, I am to support the poor people that, lost their life there. And the magazine Charlie Hebdo, where this guy came in and just machine gun everybody in there. So the slogan was, I am Charlie. And I was in meditation in my yoga class. And then what happened to me was that I was with the people who, suffered this terrible, terrible situation. But in my meditation, I also became the guy that killed all these people. And I was in shock. And this is why boundaries is important too, because you know, I hate bad guys, and I don't want to be the bad guys, but for 5 minutes there, and even longer, it seemed like an eternity. I could feel this guy, right? And I thought, but because in my meditation, I was him too. You can't just be the good guys if you really believe in your spirituality. And it's a very hard, you know, it's like when you got your devil card and you go in it and you go at the bottom of it with courage and strength. And well, it's the same. You can't have what would be the opposite of the devil? Angels? I don't know. But you can't have angels if you don't have the devil. And they all make part of the whole. And this boundaries card really reminds me of this, because you can be the good guy or the bad guy on this one too. Sorry about the long story and the very long video. Gift, knowledge, truth. Truth is another one. We don't all have the same truth. Transmute, cleansing, stormy. They look very naive. Earth, power, evil eye. That's why you see it's a divination deck. You have evil eye there. Water. So you have all the elements. I didn't check. I'll go through it again to see if we have all the elements. The pyramid, that's great, because I want pyramids in my decks. Goddess, of course. Void, I like that. What's the card? Oh, I forgot which deck. I shouldn't forget. Well, there's just a little light here, and it's all black. Oh, I forgot now. Focus. That's interesting, this focus card, because the focus is on the past. It's not on the future. Lucky. Thunderbird tracks. What on earth does that mean? Positive omen. All signs point to yes. Oh, that's the yes card. Okay. It's a Native American symbol for good prospects and good fortune. I like that. Blessings. Mask. I don't like masks. Safe travel. Growth. Okay, let's see the direction, the elements. If we have, what elements do we have? Earth, water. Air. Fire. Okay. We don't have ether, but we can use spirit for ether. So we have the 5 elements, like in tarot, right? So that's the major arcana, and that's the minor arcanas. So already we have a structure here. We can maybe use this deck in a way where we work with the elements and then add a card for each element. So let's say, you know, I want to pick a card for my spirit or the ether. Let's try it and see what it says. I've never used it. I smell if it smells of Santa Fe. the desert smell. Well, there you go. Spirit's message. And what's the spirit's message? Whoa. What's that? Chukema. Right. So spirit's message. Let's have a look. What's Kirpan? Okay. cut the cords to unhealthy or toxic people, places, energy, habits, and things. Okay. It's a ceremonial dagger carried by baptized Sikhs. Oh, yes, of course. I had a Sikh boss in the UK, and he always had this little knife with him, a dagger, I mean. It cuts through negative energy and upholds the saint soldier creed that devotees of the Sikh religion abide. Okay. And I do sometimes some Sikh yoga, so that's interesting. And the Vesika Pisces. Ooh. Psychic powers, vision, powerful dreaming. So see the sacredness in your vision. So he's saying to me that I need to change some habits, cut some cords, and then time of great awakening, new psychic abilities and gifts come to you now. Meditate on this when you want healing, creative dreaming, and psychic expansion. So I could meditate on a card itself, or I could draw again the symbol myself and then meditate on it. So guys, how are you all doing? 3 decks. The Tildwick, the Enchanted Spell, and the Secret Symbols. So my 3 new decks, I'm going to play with them today even more. And then, as usual, you will see them coming up in one of my videos once I've started using them and show you how I use them, because I'm not one really to show new decks. That's rare I do this. I normally show how I use them because I feel there's not enough videos on how to use some decks. Well, it's not how to use, because I'm not telling you how to use a deck. I'm telling you how I use it, and I hope it inspires you to try a new, different way of using them and then adapting it to your own needs. So, yeah, I know. I look, all 3 are very special to me. All 3. I mean, obviously, especially these 2, because of the circumstances of the way they came into my life. It's quite something, isn't it? And the Enchanted Spell obviously was Amazon, and it doesn't mean much, but I think I can have fun with it too. So that's it, guys. I'm going to log off now. If you have any questions, I'll put this one back in. Well, I see you all soon anyway. I know I never tell you when I come on, but it's because I really want to come on. You see what I mean? It's not like, oh, I've got to be on in 5 minutes. No, it's like, I can't wait to show guys, what I've got or what I have to say and share it. So, and if you can have, a little thought for, as a community, as a member of the community of Neil and his family, because they're going through a tough time. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you. Well, if I'm here, I don't know if I'm working. Let me see. I think I should be back tomorrow for Simon's live chat on Saturday afternoon. So I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.